You gotta be good. You gotta be. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek X Chic, and we're back with another reaction to The Flash. We're now into episode 4 of season 7, which is called Central City Strong. Woo! Last week we had the resolution of basically the major story arcs of last season. As someone pointed out in the comments that I didn't really think of, I remember I was saying that it's kind of strange that we're wrapping up the Eva thing in the 3rd episode of the season when it was so huge last season. But as someone in the comments brought out, this was supposed to be the season finale of season 6 because remember it got cut short. So these first 3 episodes is really kind of wrapping up what was basically supposed to be the end of season 6, and now from this point on we could be looking at basically the true season premiere of season 7. So that makes so much more sense. So let's jump into this episode. I'm very, very eager to see what it's all about. But before we do, you know the drill. If you've been here before and you like what you see, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way you can join the family and be notified when I do more reactions to The Flash, as well as other types of nerdy shows, because I like doing that. I react to a lot of nerdy stuff here. So if you're down for that and you like my types of reactions, please, you're more than welcome to join. All right, that out of the way, guys. Let's get into the episode right about now. Oh, everybody's home, guys, remember?
Babe?
It's been forever since we've been at the apartment.
I love it. Like the trip to Maui yesterday and the fresh crepes this morning from Paris.
Hell yeah!
Husband. Ever.
Yes, you. Damn social distancing. We're never getting another Westallen kiss at this rate. Romantic as that is, there's some stuff going on outside, y'all. This is not okay. Multicolored lightning is not normal. I mean, it's normal for Central City, but come on.
A city already on edge. How is morale?
Well, the signs say...
Sir, ma'am, I'm not the voice of the whole city. What you mean?
But I believe in this city. Its resilience. Most of all, its people.
Well done, Mayor Allen. I mean, is this a campaign? This is what it feels like, a campaign speech.
The box nail, finishing nail, casing nail, masonry nail, all the nails.
This one with the flathead. I really like the idea of them using the outside for this set because it's a great way to allow everyone to be in the same space and still maintain social distancing. Snaps, Flash. Snaps.
Pretend you're my editor. Lay it on me.
It stinks, okay?
Okay, then.
This part.
Tell us what you mean. Wow, there's so much red.
This section.
I mean, it's close to my heart because I'm someone who gets the red marker. I'm that girl.
News network.
Just tell Iris about herself. But I mean, the feedback was honest, girl. Learn and grow. Learn and grow. And by the way, I love that. Women should be able to give other women feedback without there being any cattiness or weirdness. What the? Spike? Wait, are those cards? Did you just cut this man up with a pack of cards?
We just started rebuilding. I'm not gonna let anything tear us down again.
Okay, Barry, this is not your sole responsibility.
Yeah, this is definitely a time traveler.
I'm so happy Cisco has someone to nerd out with. This is so cute.
I watched that mirror version of me spend time with my wife. They ate meals together, talked about their day.
Sure.
I remember screaming.
That's what they did. But also kudos to The Flash for actually talking about people needing therapy after something like this.
I have a deadline for another article. Do you mind if we reschedule?
Sure, no problem.
Thanks.
Iris's hair is popping this episode, though. Okay, baby girl, but you need to do this. We've already been through this, girl. Trauma does not go away. You need to deal with it.
Then the Jedi Council has spoken.
It has...
These two so much. I love them so much. Thank you for this.
No hocus pocus this time. Hey, what's up with all your new toys?
I see you're finding Mecha Vibe.
Mecha Vibe. I know he did not just name me.
Oh, I know more than just
Ooh. I know you're...
future.
Yay!
It's over. You've lost.
Does it mean he's Vibe again? He said Mecha Vibe.
I'm doing you a favor by killing you now, Flash. This way, you'll never have to face the wrath of the Chronarch.
Who? Who's that?
The job's finished. You really want to argue over who gets credit?
Yes!
Yes, I agree.
No.
Cute.
If you're asking if I'm a hologram, I can neither confirm nor deny Argus's use of such tactics.
Okay, my guy. That was not normal.
What's wrong with me?
Well, you're a murderer. And 2 people stuck in the same body. Okay, what do we have here? The time stones, the monoliths. I can't keep up. What are these? Sup, boo? Oh yeah, I've been there.
Oh, it's great when you're stuck, clearing your head in Monaco.
With your husband.
Waves crashing on the white sand.
Look how cute he is. Do whatever he wants.
Yeah, let's go.
Really?
Yeah.
Look, you got a superpowered husband. You gotta use that sometimes.
Don't you want to pack your laptop?
Hell no.
Try to escape.
Dude, can you not vibrate anymore?
Well, I found that light. That hope.
In suffering.
And then you stole it from me.
What?
Now I'm going to take...
Okay, is this like this Barry or future Barry?
Wait, what? Are we about to have Crisis Part 2?
No, there's not enough anti-
Not time for the crossover yet.
The bomb is made of the same material as the obelisks. Pure valorium.
I said obelisk, didn't I?
We helped him get the last piece of that weapon. I just let it happen.
Barry, it's gonna be okay.
How? Wow. He has answered because I got tricked. Again.
Okay, Barry, hun. I mean, yes, but it's not helping. Iris, come get your man. Come get your boy.
I should have known that she wasn't you.
I agree, but we're past it now.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Buy you enough flowers or make you the perfect dessert that's gonna make up for what I did, because it won't.
It helps, though. A lot. Not my waistline, but my heart.
Being emotionally manipulated by someone everything in your being tells you to trust.
Like Eva? Iris?
Every time I think I couldn't possibly love you more.
I know. You're so sweet. I miss these moments.
I know how to stop ever.
Let's do it then, please. Quickly, now.
What happens if this doesn't work?
We all die. Obviously. Like every week.
Your 21st century brain comes in a distant second to my 64th century intellect.
No tricks.
Wow, that's a new kind of insult. Damn.
I ran every test on myself possible using 64th century technology.
Okay, we get it. You're from the 64th century.
Somehow, I've been exposed to neurotemporal displacement. The kind that's created when speedsters disrupt time. With my clue, the cause
Guilty.
led me to the flash.
Barry's done that just a few hundred times. Sorry.
You were supposed to vanish in your crisis flash, not them.
Oh, right.
But when
Oh,
you didn't,
He was like a brother to me. And ever since, I've tried to honor his sacrifice.
He's like, I don't really care about your brother right now, Flash.
you can't comprehend what I've done.
Yes, I can. I'm a scientist too.
Thank you.
So tell me,
A genius, too. I know the show keeps forgetting, but I am. God.
how would they feel knowing
You killed.
annihilated an entire city
For them.
in their name?
Tarnished.
He did it. Without throwing a single punch.
Yeah, the Flash doesn't need big fists.
It's good, because he's not really a great fighter. Let's be real. Love you, Bear, but...
What am I supposed to do now? I can't go on without them.
People we love never leave us.
Barry, whatever's causing these tremors is headed right towards you.
Uh-oh. What did you open, you stupid magician? Was that the Hulk? What is that? What is it wearing? Hey, you want to eat a bomb, ugly one? Watch, he's just gonna eat it. Yeah, he absorbed it. Run! 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 No time for shock. Run! No. Okay, maybe this is the way you're supposed to go out. Barry, run. He did say he couldn't live without his family, so c'est la vie. Let's go. Run. No. Dude, he absorbed the antimatter. You think your lightning is gonna do anything? Yeah, he's like, that tickles, thanks. Can we go? Whoa, he's fast. What is that? For real, what the hell was that? Y'all ain't ending it right here. Okay.
I'm glad you told me what I needed to hear. But it's still hard to take from an intern. Which is why I'm making you a staff writer.
Hey, that's better.
You're amazing.
Yes, she is.
Very Iris.
Forever.
It's the strongest superpower there is.
Oh, I love these writers.
Tonight, maybe we just...
That is where I spent the next 3 months. 3 months where I couldn't be with my loved ones. And
they're all like, we were complaining about being there for a day or two. Damn.
I can't heal if I don't allow myself permission to feel what I'm feeling.
Preach. The messaging for this that is so beyond The Flash. Thank you, writers.
There's as much beauty in this life as there is pain. You just have to look for it.
It's beautiful saying. Wait, is this an actual song? Like a real song?
We have to look for it within each other. That's going to take some time. But it is time that we can spend together.
Let's go, everybody. You gotta be good. You gotta be stronger. My. I love that scene with the two women just walking out together confidently, by the way. That was some really nice imagery.
If you're gonna be a part of Team Flash, then you have to stop beating me at Fortnite!
Cisco,
The names they keep dropping.
how great is this?
If you say so. Sure. I don't even know what to say about that. This episode, good, actually. This reminds me a lot more of season 1 Flash. Like, we're kind of getting back to the roots of what made this show good, and I'm appreciating that a lot. There are some things I still have an issue with, which I'll get to, but I do like, again, having kind of a nice rounded storyline, having Team Flash work together, reminders upon reminders that Barry is a genius and smart and a scientist, because like I've said multiple times, the show likes to just get amnesia about that every so often, and I don't understand why. It's unnecessary. But I do like that we kind of had this. It was a nice kind of, contained arc. We had a villain come in, villain of the week. That was kind of something we very much had in season 1. And Team Flash managed to figure it out, get it done, and get it dealt with in basically 1 episode, which is nice. But we also had the introduction of something else, which, I don't even have the first clue. He looks like a weird, like Mexican wrestler vampire. I don't know what else to call it. I have no idea. I'm thinking my DC heads out there obviously might know who that is. Please let me know below, because I have not the first clue. I have very little knowledge of the villain verse of DC, but that thing looked hideous. But he's formidable. That's But we'll get to him in a minute. We'll come back to him and we'll come back to my issues. But let's just first talk about some of the topics that were covered in here outside of course, taking care of our villain of the week. I like that DC is taking what I would think is a bit of a page out of the Marvel book in bringing some real world stuff into the show. Because it's not that they've never done this before, but I feel like Black Lightning was pretty much the only show that really got into some real world stuff, like around the fact that people are of different racial ethnicities and had different backgrounds and had real trauma. And that was great for that show, but I feel like the rest of the CW shows could have and should have done something similar. Now, I know that The Flash has always been supposed to be kind of that lighter, G-rated, let's make this let's make this appealing to the masses as opposed to just adults, etc. But they could have still talked about things like celebrating the diversity of their cast and things like trauma and therapy and support groups, etc. They could have dealt with all of that and still kept it at a G-rated place and not necessarily gone to an extreme with it, if that makes sense. Because even if you're a younger viewer, I think it's really important for younger viewers to understand things like that trauma exists and that it's something that doesn't just go away overnight. Because a lot of kids have gone through trauma too, but digressing on that, I'm glad that The Flash is finally starting to really tap more into the world that we're living in, because I feel like they very much in the past tried to make it this weird, wondrous place that because it was part of another, an Earth Prime or part of a multiverse, that somehow in their world there wasn't like, as I said, there was no racial identities, there was no, branded things that we know about in this world. There was no music that we would have heard in this world. And it was just like, I know that those things, by the way, I know that like using branded music actually costs money and saying the name of certain products costs money, but you get my point. Like, they could have made it a little bit more grounded. And I'm glad that the show is just kind of like, let's just do it like all the Marvel movies and some of these other ones are doing, where we make it part of the world we're in. Like, not too real, but let's be like Fortnite. Like, of course Cisco plays Fortnite, right? Of course he probably plays a plethora of other games. We can mention, video games or video game systems or movies or actors that exist without like pulling away from the fact that we're in this fantastical world of The Flash. And in the vein of the whole real world theming, the fact that these types of things have real consequences, like when you have a supervillain who creates clones and goes through the city with their cannon arms, blowing things up and willy-nilly, there's going to be consequences for that. And one of them is that homes and buildings and neighborhoods would have been destroyed. And so I kind of like that. I feel like this is the first Flash where we really, outside, like, I think the only thing we ever saw that had long-term damage from a battle or from an incident has been Star Labs, but we've had plenty of villains that have run amok, as it were, throughout the city or throughout portions of the city. And so much like how Marvel is dealing with having characters go and seeing, like, how New York had whole neighborhoods wiped out and people who are angry because there was a superhero fight and now their whole city block is destroyed. Now we see that Central City is still having to rebuild and pick up the pieces after the damage that the Mirror Doppels created in such a short time. The other ripple effect, as I mentioned in the last episode, I think, or maybe the one before, that, even though Iris is back and that's amazing and we're super happy about that, the reality is she's going to be super traumatized. Like, what she went through was nuts. And as Allegra pointed out, she was in the Mirrorverse the longest. And so it's going to have an effect. And as much as I really just want her and Barry to be back in lovey-dovey perfect mode, it's not realistic. Like, she went through a lot. And the same way Barry wasn't okay after his dad died, or after he watched, several versions of his mom die, like, Iris also deserves the space and the grace to deal with her trauma and not be okay for a while, and for everyone to just have to deal with that. So I really like that they are allowing that reality to be there, but also the aftermath for Barry. Because, Barry's always got trauma, my poor baby. But yes, his trauma, like, he's beating himself up, like, all these amazing things that we saw that, of course, were super sweet. But, it's also coming from a place of guilt. Like he said, like, I should have known. Like, how did I not know that wasn't you for so long? Like, how did it take me so long to figure it out? Like, Mirror Iris was really close to the real thing, to the point where she literally chose to stop following Eva's orders and be disintegrated rather than continue on the mission. So it's understandable in the end that Barry was confused by her, because she really was... She took the essence of Iris probably far more than a lot of the other Mirror Doppels did. So anyways, understandable that Barry is still upset about it and that he just feels really guilty and that he has to do something to try to appease that guilt. But I love that Iris brought out that this was something that he was a victim of as well. This was not something he caused. He was a victim in it. And, if the situation was reversed, we don't know that Iris would have been able to catch on any sooner, right? Like, it's just something that happened to him, and he doesn't really need to repay her for this. But I'm all for him trying to do as much with her and spend as much time with her, however, because they were separated for 3 months in the show, and that would have been forever, for Barry and Iris, because, he's obsessed with her, as he should be. And so I like that. I really love that whole aspect and that they've dealt with it. And, I don't think they necessarily need to keep dipping into it going forward, but I'm glad that they at least addressed it to some degree, because that's very important. Even right down to that last scene with her at the support group, like, a lot of the things that she was saying just about trauma and how it affects us and having to deal with it and being okay with just that taking a certain amount of time. Like, obviously they were talking about it in the space of the Mirrorverse in the show, but considering everything that's going on in the US right now, I feel like that message was kind of a bigger, it was meant to hit a bigger audience or have a bigger umbrella than just that. And it's just a true statement overall about trauma. So on to the other thing, which is what I didn't really like, is that Barry getting taken by Abracadabra, like not once, but twice. Like, I've said this at the beginning of the season, I'm going to say it again. I need Barry to grow. I need his abilities to evolve and grow more. I feel like they've stunted him so much in that capacity, and it just drives me insane. Like, please show. Writers, you're doing so many things right. Like the Barry and I's relationship, chef's kiss. Keep it up. Love it. The banter between Cisco and Runk, I'm loving that. I love that Cisco finally has a peer that's not condescending or rude. Like someone who's just literally on his level. Loving that. They've got great chemistry. Keep that up. I love that Iris is getting her own thing, that you're dealing with real world stuff. Great. Now, next on the agenda, please have my boy start to grow and evolve in his powers. Like, please, I need Barry to not keep coming off like this. I need Barry to not get knocked on his ass every episode, please. I'm not saying he needs to be perfect, but my God, this guy was literally part of the Justice League. Like, he's not some weak little thing. Like, please, just remember that he's an elite level superhero, please. Just please. All right, rant is done. But that's my biggest annoyance with this, is that he should not have been knocked on his butt this many times. Which goes into, well, actually, before I get into the villain, the new villain, Mecha Vibe? Is that a real thing, y'all? Please let me know in the comments, because, listen, you know how much I've been saying. I'm over this Cisco not having powers thing. We need Cisco back. I like this. If this Mecha Vibe is a thing I need to know, please let me know. I want him to come back. I need Vibe back. On to the villain. No idea who it is. As I said at the beginning, hideous, but terrifying. The man literally just squashed antimatter like it was, a little bit of, little peanuts in his hand. He just rubbed that. Oh, was this supposed to be a bomb? Because next, like, that was terrifying. Okay, that's supposed to be the most destructive thing in the world, and homie wasn't fazed by it. So worrisome. Also, seems to be able to keep up with Barry's speed. A problem. A lot of questions about who that is. And also that whole scene with the Argus agent that talked like a robot. Something wasn't right there. But anyway, any ideas as to what he's about, welcome. Definitely interested in whether or not this is going to be our next villain of the season and why. And also, the lightning storm. I noticed that when the earthquake started, they looked outside the window, and, well, before they looked outside the window, I should say, those 4 colors of lightning were in the sky again. So, what's happening? So, what did you guys think of the episode? Please go ahead, leave your comments below. I love reading those comments and getting involved in the conversation with you. And if you like what you see and you want to see more from this geeky face, please go ahead, hit subscribe, join the fam. Until next time,